Hey, everybody. Um, Thank you for joining us for our third 101, the final in the series. We will, of course, be, as we've said in all of these, we'll be repeating these 101 series at this point quarterly. So this is our final of our initial three organizing 101. Um, My name is Chris Blankenhorn. I'm the Illinois Green Party Secretary, a former Green Party of the United States co-chair, and was Howie's social media and tech director in 2020. And then joining me is Garrett Wasserman. I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Garrett Wasserman. I'm a current GPUS co-chair of the National Steering Committee, and also I've in the past been various positions within the Green Party Pennsylvania, where I live, including ballot access coordinator. So that kind of intertwines with what we're talking about today, with organizing toward, not just organizing toward action as well as elections. So should be fun today. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, so as was mentioned, we're going to be talking about organizing today. Um, like I said, this is the third in our series that we did. We started with the Green Party 101 in January. Last month, we did a Socialism 101, and this month is Organizing 101. And these are being put on by the Green Socialist Organizing Project's Education Committee. The Green Socialist Organizing Project was formed after the 2020 election by the Howie Hawkins campaign as a way to continue, building the movement and focusing on some key areas, one of which was education. So you can learn more about this series at greensocialist.net/101s. You can see all kinds of other stuff we've been doing on there. Sign up to get email notices and all that. But tonight we're going to be talking about organizing. It's a really important conversation for Greens, a source of major debate for a long time. The party has split in the past over the fight between electoralism and movement work. That was a key part of the split between the Green Party USA and the Association of State Green Parties. And then that's all merged back together into GPUS, but the current incarnation of the Green Party. But it's always been, a key part of, that in my opinion has been missing from the Green Party, a serious commitment to bottom-up community organizing. And it's an essential part of what we need to be doing. It's the primary thing that we need to be doing right now to grow the Green Party. If we want to grow the Green Party into a real independent political power, we have to start in our local communities. We've got to start at your house, start talking to your neighbors and fan out, right? Find like-minded people and everybody do the same. And so if we really do want to grow as a party, and we really want to be the party we say we want to be, right? We could grow other ways. We could grow in a top-down way, but that would be antithetical to, green values of grassroots democracy. So if we really, I'll also say it's incredibly important that we do it a different way, right? We don't need another Republican, Democrat, Libertarian party that's taking big money donors and, courting to, special interests instead of the people, right? We want a bottom-up, accountable Democratic Party. And Garrett and I will, both be sharing stories throughout this, about our experiences. Be watching the comments and stuff to see, what people are saying. I want to kind of preface what we're going to be presenting today. There's not a lot of materials out there about independent bottom-up organizing, right? Lots of organizations like Sierra Club or Sunrise have organizing manuals, and they have value, but all of them are funneling into the capitalist parties for the most part, right? When we're talking about groups like Sierra Club and Sunrise, a lot of time DSA in most ways, in many places. We're talking about groups that are essentially Democratic front groups, right? They're funneling their members and their energy into endorsing Democratic candidates, not building independent power. They're issue advocacy groups that seek to, get the people in power now to change their minds on things. So there's a lot of, and then there's a huge amount of not-for-profit oriented stuff, right? On community organizing, and I've worked for those kind of groups. I've worked for union, fronted groups as well. But there's really not a lot about independent organizing. There's a lot of stuff out there, but there's not a lot of stuff compiled in, to a complete package. So a lot of what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be presenting as, ideas that may or may not work and ways to think about organizing more than a step-by-step guide, because for every one of our local communities, we're going to be addressing different issues. We're going to be working differently with different people. And so we're going to need some fluidity. There's no rigid way to organize. It's a very, evolving and precarious thing when you're actually on the ground doing it. So I just wanted to kind of preface saying that, we're going to be taking from people who may not be oriented the way we are, but the way that they break things down is a good way to think about things. So even if we aren't following their overall methodology, we're presenting a number of different organizing strategies and philosophies as a way to kind of begin cobbling together a bottom-up Green Party strategy. You have anything you want to add before we add the slideshow, Garrett?
Yeah, I can kind of echo what you said there. The reason this one comes third is because of exactly, at least in my mind, of what you're talking about there, that independent organizing for elections and action, like we're talking about, is something that not a whole lot of compiled materials exist for. Even though it was a strategy that was very successful in U.S. history and, of course, various parts of the world too. So much of what we know as organizing today is really funneling people into the Democratic Party. So we kind of have to revisit history and learn from history so that we can organize our independent power today. So, our first two streams, we had Green Party 101. So if you've seen that, hopefully you remember our key values and kind of feelings of the Green Party. So when we're looking at organizing techniques that come from different organizations, it's important to kind of keep them in mind with that green mindset of our key values and our goals, so that we can determine what's the best organizing style that actually fits with our values and our goals. And then, of course, we had Socialism 101 as our second 101, where we talked a lot about what socialism is, which is a very important thing that you have to understand what it is and to have it clear in your mind before you can have conversations with other people. So, it's important to be familiar with the topic, and also, again, to learn from history, from socialist movements of the past, and what their organizing strategies were, and what the positives were, and what the negatives were, and what we can learn from both the successes and the failures for the modern era. So I'm excited about it. So I guess we should jump in and